This Microcampus month-long trip was a huge adventure where we had responsibilities, interesting activities, and a lot to learn. At the beginning of this crazy journey, the 15 students on my trip each chose a topic that we were going to study in depth for 28 days. We came to this small Chinese village prepared and excited for where this research would lead us. It has led me to this final product, a guided tour to the multicultural temple in Xizhou. The temple consists of 3 easily identified areas: the entryway, the first courtyard, and the second courtyard. Each area shows a lot about the different religions in the temple. When learning about the different areas, I asked questions and observed my surroundings. I visited for 1 to 2 hours at least every second day to sit and watch or actively interview the people in the area. Mr. T was the first person to take me to this temple. Near the end of my research, I wondered what would have happened to the temple during the Cultural Revolution. When asked, they told me about the temple's history. This temple opened in the 1600s, but it wasn't always open. In 1949, after liberation, the government took the temple and turned it into a storage area. It was a storage area for around 20 years before it was given back to the community to be remade into a temple. I found this quite astonishing and interesting that it wasn't even a temple for 20 years. Similar things happened to the other religious buildings in the area, and the people were not allowed to practice their religions for that period of time. At the front of the building, there are 2 guarding lions, as there are in many other Chinese temples and homes. They are there as a form of protection. They are believed to be strong and powerful animals that will protect the temple or home from bad spirits. The red pieces of paper on the doorframe and door talk about the 3 harmonious religions together in one temple: Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism, all in one space together. I found this amazing, and this is one of the reasons that I chose this temple to focus on. I wondered how could all of the different religions be in the same temple without conflict? I learned that the people and the religions are very open and welcoming. They encourage others to join their religion, but they can accept that people may have different beliefs to themselves. As you continue into the entryway, there are multiple plaques that tell about the temple and about the donations made to the temple. It's said that the temple was originally built around 400 years ago. It amazed me that the temple had been around for so long. It is one of the oldest temples in Xizhou. The first courtyard has 3 temples in total. As you come into the courtyard through the entryway, look up. You will see that on the top of the arch there is a tower symbol, the yin and yang. I noticed this the first time I went to the temple, which at the time I thought was the local religion of Benju. The main temple of the first courtyard, and really the whole complex, is a mixed temple. It has 3 Buddhist gods, 1 Confucian god, and 1 Taoist god. The gods on the far left, far right, and middle are the Buddhist gods. The god on the middle left is a Taoist god, and the god on the middle right is a Confucian god. I confirmed this with several contacts just to make sure that I got the order right. As you continue around the courtyard, there is a Confucian temple next to the mixed temple. It has gods of the 4 elements and gods. When I learned about the Confucian gods being elemental gods, I found it very interesting because I previously did not know much about the religion. The plaque on the side of the temple talks about the different gods within that temple. In the building at the back of the first courtyard, there are Taoist gods. In the middle is a well-known god called Guanggong, who is a general. The 2 people standing next to him are his soldiers. Guanggong has a red face, as this is the Chinese lucky color. It means that he is brave and honest. I always thought when I looked at somebody with a red face, it meant that they were angry or annoyed. So to see a god with a red face, meaning that he is a good, kind person, confused me a little bit. At the front of the building, there is a Buddhist god. You can see that there is a mirror on his chest. This is for protection. As you move from the first courtyard to the second, there are 2 rooms to your right. These buildings are the kitchen. They are for when there is a celebration or festival and food is prepared, kept, or eaten at the temple. One of the days that I visited the temple was on a god's birthday. They first prayed, then ate a big puffy bread loaf with brown sugar in the middle for luck. They even offered Ling and pieces. In the main part of the second courtyard, there are 2 temples. They are both Buddhist temples. One features Dimu and the other Domu. Dimu is the mother of the earth. In both of the temples, if you look upwards, you will see the old wood of the temple that has not been renovated recently. When we asked the elders out the front of the building, they exclaimed, "It is older than me!" The other building that you see is an area for elders to come play mahjong, talk, and pray. They were all pretty willing to talk to me once they finished their mahjong game. This temple was not the only place that I went to in my research for my topic. I also went to the Shijo Mosque and 4 other Benju temples in the area. I eventually chose to hone in on this one temple through the help of Mr. T. The other areas were very interesting as well, but my highest interest was in the multicultural temple because I never had seen a temple with multiple religions before. When I was learning about this temple, I talked to a lot of different people. My chaperones helped me a lot, but my local contacts provided me with most of my information. My main source was a man named Mr. Yang, who was the caretaker of the temple. He provided me with most of my information about the gods and goddesses and answered all of the questions that I could think up. This has been an amazing journey, and I have learned so much through this whole project. A guided tour to Shijo's multicultural temple by Jessica.